Hello everyone, Mark Edward Willows here, and welcome to Mark Talks, a brand new show, one that I am real excited to be doing, and I hope that you will enjoy watching. This is going to be a program where we are going to have celebrities dropping by from time to time, talking to people that are doing things of interest, and just making it an all-around fun show. So, I want to welcome everyone, and today we have a program which I am thoroughly excited about. We are going to talk about how to get into television commercials. Now, we all watch them. You definitely do. How many times have you ever watched a commercial, sat and looked at the person and thought, God, I can do that? Well, guess what? The reality is, yes, you can. And that is what we're going to find out today. But how does the average person go about doing a commercial? Remember, they can't all be Tom Cruise doing commercials. And yes, they do look for the average person on the street. So today we are going to talk with an agent. We are going to talk with some people that actually do television commercials. We're going to talk about how to get together an 8x10 headshot. We're going to talk about how a resume is put together and basically how it all begins. And to my left over here is a gentleman who starts off many people's career. He is an agent in the Chicagoland area, Mr. Don Underwood, and he is the owner of Babes N Beaus, which is a talent agency out of Hinsdale, Illinois. And Don, I'm going to ask you the basic question. For someone out there that wants to get into this business, what do they do? Just pick up the phone and say, yo, Don, I want to come in? What is sort of the procedure?
Well, oftentimes they do pick up the phone and give us a call and say, hey, I'd be interested in doing this, or they send us an email. And we typically ask them to send us a picture or pictures. If they have a resume, send us a copy of their resume. And then if we feel that they have potential, we'll invite them in for a visit. And we talk to them about the business, what it takes, the fact that you need to have some flexibility. Oftentimes we ask them to do a monologue just to see how their delivery might be. And based on that information, we make a decision as to whether we would like to work with them, and also if they would like to work with us. We tell them about what we do, what our background is, and see if everything is a fit.
Okay, now the role of an agent, obviously it begins with you. So tell the viewers, what exactly is it you do? I mean, we look around, you have your big office, it's busy, you have pictures here of your clients on the walls, but what does your day consist of being an agent? What do you do for the person when they come to you?
Well, we, in terms of working with clients, and I don't know if this exactly answers your question, but clients come to us and they send us what are called breakdowns. And they tell us what they're looking for. They send them to us on the computer, and they could be looking for anything. It could be an age, an ethnicity, a particular hair color, a height, a skill, and then we submit people that we represent.
So in other words, whoever is your client, that you accept them as your talent, you sort of go through, if they fit that description, then you call them, and that's how the audition process begins.
If the casting company is interested in seeing them, yes, then we reach out to them both by phone and by email and tell them, hey, you've got an audition. Could be tomorrow. Oftentimes it is the next day. So you really need to have some flexibility in this business, and we tell them what's required and where it happens, and are they available.
Now, when someone comes in, what do you look for in a person? I mean, what quality is there for a TV commercial?
It changes. There is no given quality, although it helps to be attractive, but that's not necessarily the requirement. Sometimes they're looking for unusual people. We got one fellow who's 420 pounds, and I think he actually did a workshop that you were at. And he gets auditions.
So it is all sizes, all shapes, all everything, and a matter of luck.
Well, luck plays a part, yes. So we're looking for people with ability, but yes, luck is definitely part of this. And it's the case where the harder you work, the luckier you get. So it's something where if you want to get into it, you need to persevere. You know, the business is really all about chasing dreams. And most people get to work occasionally. A few people get to work a great deal. A few people realize the dream in a meaningful way.
Now, if a client gets picked for an audition and they go on that audition, that's not at your office. They go somewhere else, correct?
Correct.
To a casting office?
Typically, yes.
Okay, now what would happen over there?
Well, they typically have a script, or they're told what they need to do. They may require a certain wardrobe, and they go into the audition, they meet with the casting people, and deliver, hopefully, what they're looking for.
So to clarify, so you as an agent, you don't get the person the job. You submit them for the job.
That's correct.
It is the casting director that picks. So if someone doesn't get a job, don't call you and chew off your head and say, hey, I didn't get this, whatever. Your job is just to submit the people, and that's the first step. For anyone interested, you start with an agent.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And then, of course, it is the picture and the resume, and that all goes out to the client wherever they're going for an audition.
Correct. And we also ask them to bring copies with them. Because it's your business card, your headshot, your comp card, your resume, it's your business card. So we tell them, hey, bring it with you. They may want it, they may not, but you always want to bring it with us.
And when they do their audition, besides doing what they want, are they supposed to walk in, be bubbly, hi, how you doing, all animated? What do the casting directors look for?
Preferably, yes. They want
all of the above.
They want people who are energetic, people that are friendly, people that are talkative, particularly with kids. You know, a lot of kids are on the shy side, and so we're looking for kids with personality, and that's what they want to see. People that are going to, deliver.
Something that shines through on the camera.
Correct.
Joining us is the second half of Babes N Beaus, or the better half of Babes N Beaus, I should say, Joanna Underwood. And Joanna, tell me, how long have you had the agency?
Well, we've been here since January of 2003, and it kind of came about in an unusual way. Started out as parents, and then transitioned into becoming agents.
And how did that happen?
Well, it started in 1997 when our daughter heard an ad on the radio saying that they were doing a modeling convention, and out of the blue, showed no interest in modeling at that point, said she wanted to go. I was a little leery, but I said, all right, it's close to where I work, we'll give it a chance. And of course, when we went there, she was one of the ones that was selected to attend the convention, which is always money. And fortunately, I was working at the time with another lady in the office who had modeled overseas, and she took a look at the information and said, these are good agencies, you should give it a try, I think she's got possibilities. So we went to the convention in Rosemont, not thinking that anything was going to happen, and that was in June of '97. Didn't hear anything from anyone for about a month, and then all of a sudden we get a call and they said, can you be in Japan at the end of August? So in 2 months our life totally changed, and Don and I discussed it, and we thought, well, the worst that's going to come out of this is we're going to get to see Japan. And although our daughter was starting her senior year in high school, we checked with the high school, she had good grades, and we thought, all right, we'll take the risk. And we went to Japan. She was there for a couple weeks, nothing happened. It was total culture shock. And then, Don called and I said, I think we're going to be home in a couple, we'll probably be home next week. Nothing has happened here. They send you home if you don't book anything. And no sooner were those words out of my mouth that, bam, she started booking one job after another. We ended up being there for over 2 months, and followed up by her going back like 13 times. We then got more involved with the company that had found, had done the convention, and the agent, the scout that had sent us to Japan, gave me a call and said, how would you like to scout for me? Because you've been there, you know what to expect.
What to look for.
What to look for. You can talk to the parents more knowledgeably. You know, she had a very heavy Japanese accent, and it was kind of difficult sometimes to understand what she was saying. So I started doing the scouting for her, and a couple of years down the line, she bought a casting company and went out of the scouting business. So we started doing it, and then that led to people saying, "Oh, you should open an agency."
Any regrets?
Well, at the beginning it was hard because we had no recognition, and you know, so it took a while, and we started first thinking we're just going to do kids, and then calls started coming in for adults, and then that led to us adding adults to our roster.
And tell us, what are some of the things you've booked people for? What commercials?
Well,
And you also do shows, Chicago PD, Chicago Fire.
correct. Right now we have several SAG commercials that are running.
And SAG, excuse me, for someone that doesn't know, that's the Union Screen Actors Guild.
Those are the ones that pay the big bucks. And so we have a Lowe's commercial that's running currently, and we also have a BP, the petroleum company, commercial that's running. Another one of our commercials for Infinity will probably be reused. So it was shot last year, they used it last year. They're gonna probably reuse it for the summer again. But you know, we've done Culver's, we've done Aldi, Foods.
And also, I take it, excuse me, doing commercials can be very lucrative for some people as well, correct?
Correct, and that's where most of the talent in Chicago really kind of get their experience, add to their resumes, kind of learn on the job also, because those are the more common ones are going to be the non-union commercial, whereas the union commercials are more difficult to book, because many times they're only looking for union talent.
Now, doing commercials, is that sort of a stepping stone to becoming Tom Cruise? Can that happen?
Absolutely. A lot of your, you know, current stars, you know, got their start as being in a commercial. And so if you get a national commercial and they like you, that could lead to, you know, getting more involved in the industry, and it's a stepping stone just like anything else.
And then that's where they say, and the rest is history.
Correct. Correct.
With us now is Pam Jones, who is a Chicago television news anchor lady. She is a reporter, and basically her career started there, but for whatever reason, she had a fascination with doing television commercials. So Pam, welcome, and let's talk a little bit about that. I mean, obviously you've already had camera experience. How did the commercials come up? Did you just sit at home one day and say, I could do that, or how did all of this come up?
I don't think the moment was quite as sudden as that, but yes, I've always had kind of a fascination with, especially television commercials. I will sit and watch television commercials and then not watch the show. And some of that happened when I was a news anchor, actually. You would have to sit and watch commercials in between your news segments. And I would get so enthralled, I'd be sitting there watching. You know, the television screens are down here in the desk.
You found
and then
yourself
they come back
singing
up to me,
along,
I'm
right?
like, oh wait, we gotta do the news.
So you just decided to get an agent, take the route, get your picture, get your resume. What was your first audition like? Do you know when you walked in, was it, oh my God, or did you go in very confident?
I think the first one was kind of, oh my God, because you just don't know what to expect. Even though you hear stories from other people, everybody's audition is going to be different. And each part you go for is going to be different. So yeah,
and would your best advice be go in and be yourself?
Yes,
you would say that's the key.
They don't want somebody who's going to be too heavily scripted. They don't want somebody who's going to fit into a certain box, you know, within themselves. You have a mental box that you put yourself in. They want you to just be yourself.
Right. Now, when you go for an audition, like dressing, now obviously you're a very attractive lady, but when you go in, you're going to go in looking like yourself. You're not going to go in like Diana Ross. Wouldn't that be very deceiving?
I don't know. I go in like Diana Ross. Because I don't think I want anybody to see what I look like under all of this. But I think it's more more important to go in looking like the picture that you sent in.
Right.
And I always call B&B to say, okay, so did you send me in with curly hair or short hair? And I know they're so sick of those emails, but I want to make sure that I represent what the people expect when you go in.
Exactly, and that is the way it should be. And I mean, you know, like for anyone out there, if you don't look like Tom Cruise, don't make yourself look like him. If you're not a stunning blonde, don't make yourself a stunning blonde on the picture, because then when you do go in, they're going to say, wait a second, this is not the person we picked. So the bottom line, be yourself, go in, audition, be yourself. And when you go in and audition, do you find out right away, do you get the part? Do they keep you hanging? Do you go home? Do you chew your nails? What?
It's interesting. You know, when I auditioned for Empire the first time, I had such a rapport by the time of that, at the end of the audition with the people that were in the room and on the couch, that they told me going downstairs in the elevator. Like, I did not even want to be in the elevator with them. I was the only person auditioning at that time, and I was freaked out and scared because I walk in and some of the stars from Empire were sitting there on the couch, and I'm like, oh, I just saw you in a movie 2 weeks ago, for real? Like, what are you doing on that couch? You know, that's what's going through my head. And I tried to wait out them getting on that elevator. I tried to hang back, but they said, come on, we're all going downstairs. And I was like, oh man, here
Now,
we go.
you mentioned Empire. What are some of the shows you have done, or commercials that you've
All right,
starred in?
so I've been on Empire twice. I was a co-star at the last booking, and hopefully I'll get on Empire again. I've done Ace Hardware. I've done Culver's.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware.
Exactly, right? And I just booked a speaking role in a Culver's commercial that's running right now. So it's kind of weird to watch, you know, be in the newsroom and then see my commercial on TV, and everybody's like, wait a minute.
Now, what do you play in Culver's?
I'm a customer.
Oh, you are a customer.
eating
So do you
custard.
actually have to sit there and eat that burger?
I'm eating custard.
Wow. Oh,
Yes.
you got the good part. You're eating
Yeah,
custard.
I'm eating custard, and it was delicious.
It was,
so.
okay. Now, do they keep doing a lot of retakes? I mean, could you put away 5 bowls of custard before they say it's a wrap?
I had a double cone of custard, and I would normally order a single, but you had to order it as part of the commercial. First, I was a customer going up to the counter, and the founder of Culver's was there, and so I come in, I'm like, oh wait, I didn't know you were going to be here, but we started talking. He's like, so what do you have? And I said, I ordered the custard they wanted me to order, and he said, well, how about a double? And I look at him like, okay.
Oh yeah. Now, was the commercial shot in an actual Culver's,
Yes.
or is it?
And
Oh,
an
it is
actual
an
working
actual
Culver's.
working
They didn't
Culver's.
shut it down during the commercial shoot. They actually kept real customers coming in. A lot of these ads really want real people.
Real people. Well, that's what this is all about. And right there, you gave the key. I mean, it is real people. This is what they look for. And they want the working atmosphere. And
Right.
just like I guess it happens in real life.
Yeah.
So now you are, I guess we could say, a Culver's aficionado of custard, right?
Yeah, I had to do a lot of research for that part. I had to dig deep.
Like taste
Hearty.
each one, right?
I actually did, though, before I went in for the audition, I did go in and order a few things that I normally like, just so I would have a good concept of how to explain why I
Because
like what I like.
Exactly. And you wouldn't want to go in and taste something and go, ugh.
Yeah, and I had people asking me right after my audition, did you really eat? Do you eat there? I'm like, of course I do. Yes.
So you definitely, we could say you stand by your product.
Yes, I do. And I think it's important. I mean, most of us don't have choices. You know, if a product comes up and they like you, you do the ad. But I think it's important to think about, can you really stand behind that product? I don't think that you will ever see me, and I'll just say this, I don't think you'll ever see me on a cigarette commercial. I have asthma. That would not look good. You know what I mean? And I think it's important to stand behind the products that you advertise.
Tyler Almodovar is here with me now. And Tyler, how old are you?
I am 10 years old.
10 years old and already doing TV commercials. How did that start for you? How old were you when you began?
I would probably be 5 years old.
5. Oh my God. I don't even want to tell you what I was doing when I was 5. I'm still doing some of that stuff today, but anyway. Okay, so you began at 5 years old.
Yeah.
Do you remember that day? What was your first day like?
It was a dream. Like, honestly, it was a dream. I wanted to be in the modeling agency for all my life. I was dreaming every day to be in the modeling agency.
Wow, so talk about a dream that can come true in this business. See, folks, it begins at 5 years old. Would you believe that? Now, what was the very first thing that you did?
It would probably be like the Walgreens commercial. Yeah, the Walgreens, thing.
And what did you do in the commercial?
It was just like, do you know how you see people on like those billboards inside Walgreens? Yeah, I was doing that.
Oh, so you were on one of the posters.
Yeah.
Wow, that was you then, I saw. Okay. So that, I take it, was a lot of fun. So what was it, just a regular photo shoot? You went, you posed for a picture?
Yeah.
What was the procedure? Wow, and was that exciting? I would
It was
imagine,
so
being
exciting.
at your age. Did they treat you really good too? Did Walgreens give you anything? Candy, popcorn, peanuts?
Oh yes.
Oh, they did.
Yeah.
Oh boy, Walgreens, are you listening? I'm available. So, and what did you do after that?
We got ice cream.
Oh, okay. And what else have you done in the business? Because obviously you're 10 now, so you've been kind of doing things. You've been getting jobs in the business.
So I've been doing a couple of commercials, Haribo Gold Bears, a voiceover.
Oh.
Yeah. It was
Now, what
really
is a
fun.
voiceover? You sit and you just read a script, correct?
No.
Oh,
This
no?
voiceover was different. So, we sit around a conference table, and then there were adults that talk like children, and I was one of the adults. And I
You
was
were one of the
African-American.
adults?
Yeah.
Wow. I'd probably be one of the children. So that was a lot of fun. So do you read? Is it like a little script, or is it something you read? No. So does someone tell you what to say for voiceover, or you just go in and do what they want it to look natural?
Yeah, I actually made up my own lines.
Wow. Now, how about any films? Anything like that? Have
Oh
you
yeah,
done it? Oh, you
short
have.
films.
Short films you have done.
Just one.
Oh, just one. And
Yeah.
what was that like?
It was amazing. Like, seeing myself up on the screen was amazing. Like, it's a short film movie.
Mhm.
We went to a cinema and we watched it in a big screen. Like, everyone was sitting. I was crying.
It was like,
because-
oh my God, that's me, right?
Yeah, everyone was saying, "Can I have your autograph?" And like, it was my dream. And I said, after that, I want to do it for the rest of my life.
Wow. Can you imagine that at 10 years old, people are asking for your autograph? I mean,
Yeah.
how cool is that?
I
You know.
know, right?
So I take it, by talking, you have goals to be in this business. You probably want to grow old and retire in this business, right? What are some of your goals you'd like to do? More movies, more commercials?
My main goal is to do a movie so we can get a house, like
One of them
mansion.
homes. Wow, in the Hollywood Hills, right?
Yeah.
Get one in Topanga Canyon. They're beautiful. So that is something that you like, and one of these days you just want to be a big success and possibly be up on the big screen, and that's what you want to do, huh?
for the rest of my life. I'll never stop. I'll never retire. Just keep on going.
Autumn Bell is with me here now, and she is 12 years old. And Autumn, you have already done commercials. You have been in Chicago Fire for NBC. How did all this come about? Tell me about your commercial that you did.
Okay, so the commercial I did was for a company called Ceasefire. It was such a cute little commercial, honestly. The crew was really nice. Everyone was just super nice and friendly. Such a
Were you
nice-
treated like royalty when you arrived on the set?
Yes, no, I'm just kidding. But they were actually really nice. They were like, "Are you hungry? If you need anything, just contact me." And I'm like, "Oh, okay."
Mhm. Now, what was the commercial? What did you exactly do in the commercial?
So it was me and my little sister and my dad. We were playing on the couch, and then my mom comes over and it's like, "Here, let's watch like some Henry Hugglemonster on the iPad." And we started watching it, and that's it. It was
Now,
so
you
fun.
had a script for it, correct?
Yeah, but it wasn't like talking. It was
Now-
just actions.
Oh, okay. Now, when there's a script, do they sort of want it word for word, or do they want you to improvise and sort of go about and make it look like everyday life?
They tend to they'll let you improvise to make it a bit more natural in the shot, so that's fun.
Now we need to talk about Chicago Fire. You have been on that show. I'm so jealous, folks, I can't tell you. So tell me a little bit about that. How did all that come about, and what did you do on Chicago Fire? Don't tell me you died in the fire. Now they kept
Oh,
you
don't
going,
worry,
right?
don't worry, I'm good. I'm still here.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, everyone, like I said, and on the commercial, everyone was super nice on Chicago Fire. In Chicago Fire, in like the script itself, when we were shooting, I was in a fire, obviously, and they saved me, and then I came out, and then we went to the hospital, and then I was sitting on the doorstep of the place that was kind of potentially burn down. And apparently, in my mom's basement, spoiler alert, in my mom's basement.
Uh-oh, spoiler alert, did you hear that, folks?
In my mom's basement, there was a fugitive down there. So he was trying to hide. Like, the landlord that sold her the place.
They all hide in the basement.
He was hiding in a back room in the basement, and she had no idea. But she still acted a little suspicious.
Now I have a question, something I'm curious about. Chicago Fire. Naturally, it's about a fire. Do you see the fire? Are the flames there? Are the flames kind of choreographed to be around the actor? How does that show work?
You know, funny story, when we were shooting the fire scene, they actually have these like little,
Torches?
not torches, but they're like little lines that go across the wall, and then they'll like turn up, and like fire will come up, like actual real fire. And it gets kind of hot in there, honestly. But they have like, you know, real fire in there, and it was funny because they were like, can we get the mom in here? And then she went in and she had to test it out to make sure it wasn't too hot for me. And she's like, it's good.
Now, is that a show that is pretty, how would I say, scripted, guarded, people watch? Because obviously you're dealing with fire. Things can really get out of control and the whole soundstage could burn down. So,
Yeah.
I mean, is there someone that's there? Are there real firemen on the scene that have to be on set at all times?
Actually, I don't think there were, but I mean, who knows? Maybe there were. But I think they did have a fire extinguisher.
Oh, they did. That's wise. Now that's a wise decision. A fire extinguisher on the set of Chicago Fire, right? Benjamin James is with me here, and a relative newcomer to the world of television commercials. Ben, I know you have an agent. Actually, Don Underwood is your agent. You have him now about 2 months. And you're kind of in a unique position. You just got into the business, and believe it or not, he already landed his first commercial.
Yeah.
So see, that is possible. Tell our viewers a little bit about that. What was it like when you got the call?
Well, it was super early. It was a 5 a.m. call time, which I'm not used to that, but that was still fun, you know, driving there early in the morning.
That is how Hollywood works. So
Yes,
get used to it.
yeah. And then we got there, they're still setting up set, and they had truckfuls of just crews and different cameras and just the set for it all. And it was really cool to see them all set it up, and then the finished product as well. It was a really fun experience just meeting the whole
Now,
crew.
you being an actor, and the very first time, did you know what to expect? Did you walk in real confident, or were you like, oh my God, I'm going to blow this? Or
No,
what
I
was-
try to act as professional as I could, you know. I don't want to be looking around like, oh wow, look at all this, you know.
Yeah, look at the lights. Wow.
Yeah, it was lots of fun. Really fun stuff.
Mhm. And what was the commercial that you did, and what did you do in the commercial?
It was for a Snack King commercial, so like a whole bunch of different snacks for one commercial. And I was a friend of the Snack King, and we were sitting in his car, and he's kind of handing us all snacks, and we were just having a fun time, listening to the radio and stuff.
Friend of a Snack King, isn't that a role that everybody would want to get? Wow.
Would that be the Snack Prince? I don't know.
Oh, yeah. Now, you filmed that in a car, correct?
Yes,
And
yes.
you said at a 7-Eleven?
It was a 7-Eleven gas
earlier?
station, yeah, just a little north of the city, Chicago.
Wow. And what was the set? So, I mean, the set was a parking lot, literally the parking lot.
Yeah, well,
of
they
7-Eleven?
filmed inside the 7-Eleven, and then they filmed a scene right outside by the doors, and then they filmed in the car. So 3 different filming spots on the same location.
So what was, I mean, for someone like myself that wasn't there, what was the setting like? The car and cameras all around in the parking lot?
Yeah, well, it was a really sunny day, so they actually had a huge black tarp over the car to kind of fix the lighting.
Oh, cover the sun or
And,
whatever.
yeah, and it got kind of hot in the car, but we, they gave us the keys and we turned on the AC, and I've been to another thing too for being an extra for another movie. I was at a party, and the same thing happened at this commercial. But at the end of the day, you're all just friends. I mean, you're with people.
Yeah,
who
isn't
just
that
love what they're
amazing? I know
doing.
the people in this business bond. I hear that all the time. We became best buds.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
like you worked one day together. But that is sort of how the
It's
business
crazy because
is.
all people that are just open and willing to have conversation and get to know you, and it's lots of fun for sure.
Now, when you did your commercial, obviously, what's the same? Director, producer, who's on set? What do you see? Who's in front of you telling you what to do?
Usually it's the director who's in front. I think there was a director and an assistant director, and they communicated and kind of told us what to do differently. And then there was the camera guys who were giving feedback to the directors and to us, just kind of where to sit and where to move and have our heads.
And what is the time frame like to film a commercial like that? We talking, is this a whole
Mhm.
day? Is this a couple hours? What is
Well,
it?
it varies. They said it started at 5 and it's supposed to go to 12:30, but it went till 9:30. So it varies. But after that shoot, they're off to shoot somewhere else too. So usually it's about a day long just for a 15-second commercial.
And what happened when you got there? Was it like, wow, here comes Ben? Was it hair, makeup,
No, it
some
was
beautiful lady working you over, fixing you up? What was the day like?
It was interesting. Like, I've never experienced that before. So I walk up and like there's people ready to do makeup and people asking like, oh, there's a snack table over there, and it was crazy. It was unbelievable almost just how well like everybody's treated there and just how friendly everyone is for sure.
And you're how old right now?
I'm 17.
17. Future plans for you?
I'm just taking it a day at a time. I don't like to plan super far ahead, but just every audition I go to, prepare for it, do the best as I can, and honestly, just maybe someday be able to support a family on this and just to honestly be happy with my work. That's the number one goal. I just want to be happy with my work.
And would you say every audition is a learning process too?
Oh, for sure. I mean, even if you don't make it, you learn something every time. And like what we've talked about before, you can go and you might not get for that part, but they still have you in the back of their head. So like, oh, remember Benjamin James who came like last month? We actually want him for this role. And they'll give you a call up, and it's you never know what to expect, and it's lots of fun.